What's up? It's Ali Garced. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be me introducing Josh Bowerly. He's one of the newest agents in our eXp family. We're going to talk about how we met, why he joined our specific community within eXp, like he's seen my numbers. We're also talking about domestic teams, how he and his wife formed a domestic team, and the financial benefits of that within eXp. And if you have any questions and are interested, if this resonates with you at all, text him. His number is 567-224-2064. Let's bring Josh on the show. Josh Bowerly, thank you so much for making a YouTube video with me. I super appreciate your time. And I want to welcome you to the crew, our Five Pillars Nation. You named your wife as a sponsor, who named me as a sponsor. So we're all in this together. I'm financially incentivized to make your business succeed. So I'm super pumped to talk to you about, first of all, how we met, why you decided to join our specific family within eXp, and how the onboarding process has been going so far. So say a little bit about you, Josh.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I've been listening to your podcasts and YouTubes for so long. It's weird to actually be on one here. But like you said, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, Dublin, a suburb of Columbus. It's a crazy growing city right now. So it's really fun to be in real estate. I've been investing for 16, 17 years now. And I just got my license earlier this year. And originally the plan was just to do it to sell my own flips. And then I started to just kind of see how other agents were doing it and not liking the way some of it was, and just kind of wanted to get into myself. And then I started following you, and here we are.
Yeah, let's dive deeper into how you and I got connected, because it was different from how I normally get connected to people.
Right. And I even asked if I could tell the story because I was like, it almost sounds creepy.
It's not. I don't think so.
Before I'm in real estate, I'm a CPA and I had a tax practice, and I just sold that tax practice last year. And I'm also friends with Natalie Collodi, and she is big in BP. She does a lot of real estate stuff. And since I sold my practice, I wasn't doing anything during tax season. I was like, hey, do you need any help this tax season? So she gave me a few returns to help her with, and one of them happened to be yours. And I had just got my license like a month before that. So it caught my eye when I saw that you were a real estate agent, and it really caught my eye when I saw like how much you were doing and the money you were making in it. And you seemed like you had these, I remember specifically, I was like, why does she have two different 1099s from eXp? Like she has one bigger one and then one like pretty good sized one, but why is there two separate ones? And I just started looking into it, and turned out it was because you were getting these referral, or what is it when you get the
revenue share,
right, from another agent. Yep. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I started looking more into eXp, but started watching your stuff, started asking Natalie about you. She's like, oh, you got to check out her Instagram. She's got all kinds of stuff there. So I started following you, started watching it. And I started listening to your podcast with Shelby and started looking into Five Pillars. And that's when I kind of got sold. Like I need to be a part of this team.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I love the story because it's so unique. It's different, and I'm not trying to brag here at all, but you saw the results of how much money you can make at eXp. So I love that first your wife joined. So your wife named me as a sponsor, therefore getting everything that I offer, everything that Shelby offers, Shelby Johnson, who is my sponsor at eXp, and she used to be at Keller Williams, everything that her sponsor offers, which is Ruben Garcia, proven by Ruben on all social media, everything that his sponsor offers, it's just it keeps on going. And therefore, because you joined under Courtney, you have access still to everything, nothing stops. So anybody that wants to name you as a sponsor would still have access to everything you offer, Courtney offers, I offer, Shelby, Ruben, Micah, all the way up. That's I think it's the most powerful portion of eXp Realty, because we are financially incentivized to have your business succeed. So I want to go over why our crew, I guess. So that's how you and I met. And then as you were doing more research about what we were about, why our crew?
Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing that stood out that interested me, and it probably sounds a little bit silly, but the way you're dressed right now, obviously it's the way I'm dressed. I'm wearing a hat, I wear t-shirts. And when I was a CPA, my mom would be like, you can't dress like that as a CPA. And I don't care. I'm going to attract the people I want to attract, and the people that don't like it, I don't want to work with them anyways. So at my brokerage, they're like, oh, you go on a listing appointment, you got to suit up. You suit up. That's not me. I'm not going in a suit. I want to wear a hat. I want to wear a t-shirt. I have tattoos that I don't want to be scared to show people. And I'd see that in your guys' videos. You guys were dressed just like you're dressed now. And a lot of you guys had tattoos that were showing. And Ruben had a video about going over how he dressed, right? So that interests me. Those are the kind of people I want to be a part of, right? The people that they want people to come to them based on who they are and their work that they do, and not because they wear in some fancy suit. So that was the first thing. And then just the content you guys were creating, just hearing what you guys were doing, and seeing all the stuff that you were doing, and the podcasts and the advice that you were giving. I knew that being on that team would be beneficial to me. So those are the two main things that looked for right from the start.
Dude, I love that. I mean, because I also the same thing for me, right? Like when I first joined, I'm still in Arizona and I interviewed 13 different brokerages and I chose one small crew out of North Carolina. And everyone's like, why are you joining them? There's so many EXP agents in your local city. And I'm like, that's who I vibe with. A lot of them are like prior military. We kind of think the same. We definitely dress the same. We don't dress up. I don't dress up. Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's almost like, I don't want to call us like black sheep, but it's just more, I don't know, comfortable,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I really feel like I wouldn't be able to do the business that I've done if I dressed up. I wouldn't feel comfortable. And if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to relay, I'm not going to be myself. I want to talk about domestic teams because you and Courtney are a domestic team, or you're in the process of becoming one. Do you know much about the eXp domestic team? If not, we can talk about it now.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have our official call to make the change next week, so they'll give us all the official details. But no, I mean, the big thing is the cap, right? The cap's different when you're a team, as opposed to us each having a separate cap. We have one combined cap that's significantly lower. So obviously that was the big appeal. But then we also just wanted to work as a team. So she just got her license, I don't know, April, May. And we had to be two separate agents at our last brokerage, and we want to be like one person. Like she's really good with the paperwork and the back office stuff, and she can connect to people really well, like at open houses and stuff. I'm really good at the negotiating and the numbers and diving into the details and keeping it moving along through inspections and appraisals and that stuff. So when we work together, it's basically one office. We can kind of use each of our strengths and minimize the weaknesses, I think.
100%. And financially incentivizes you both a lot more. You can get further a lot more being a domestic team. So for example, with EXP, there is the first month is the sign up fee. It's the most expensive month and out of everything that you'll ever pay, which is a whopping $149. So if you and Courtney had, not formed a domestic team within EXP, you each would be paying $149, but now it's a combined. So it's just one payment of $149. That's the first month. And then after that, it's one payment of $85 a month because you guys are like joined, right?
Exactly.
And then also instead of $16,000 cap, which is still one of the lowest caps that I've ever seen around, especially with the amount that you're given, like the resources, now it's a shared cap of $16,000. So pretty much it's like 8 and 8, which you guys can hit icon so much sooner. And therefore, once you hit icon, you can get that $16,000 back to you in the form of stock. So it's just a win-win-win all around. Since you've joined, you've been with us not too long. You're one of the newest ones on the crew. How has onboarding been? Like true experience?
Yeah, no, I mean the amount of stuff available to you is amazing. Number one through eXp, but then specifically through like the 5 pillars, and it just goes all the way up, right? Like Ruben has his stuff and Shelby has her stuff, and then you have your 200-point checklist, and it's amazing. Like to go through it, and that's not my strong suit, right? I'm a just like go through stuff, plow through stuff, ignore the stuff that's like detail focused. That's where it is nice to have my wife. She can be like, whoa, go back, you didn't do this part. But it's right there in front of you. You have a checklist. It's easy to get through. It's actual useful stuff that you're going through. And I in my last brokerage, like they didn't have those checklists, so it was easy to get through it. But then I got into the actual work, and I had no resources to fall back on. So it's helpful. It's useful. It's been amazing, actually.
And then specifically within our community, like how has it been like with feeling a culture, being that you're in Ohio, I'm in Arizona, a lot of our crew is in North Carolina. We're now in like 25 different states, but just describe the culture that you have or that you feel.
Yeah. And for me, that actually wasn't a big adjustment because my businesses that I had ran before were all remote. So like my partner was located in Colorado and we had employees all over. So that part wasn't a big adjustment. I can see how for some people they might think it would be, but it's just, that's had no impact whatsoever where you guys are located. It's been amazing. And like before joining, I didn't even know who Ruben was. I heard him on your guys' podcast once. Now I've had these 2 in-depth calls with him where he's offering me this crazy training, and it's crazy. It's everywhere you turn, there's someone else. I just got a text from Mike, one of the co-founders with Shelby, right? 5 pillars. He just texted me a little bit ago, wanting to set up a call. So everywhere I turn, I'm getting like these trainings from these different perspectives and people that are crushing it. So the culture for me has been exactly what I've been looking for.
Dude, that's so awesome to hear. And I feel like I want to introduce you to Micah too, because Micah offers like a lot of good information too. Like when you first onboard, her assistant will walk you through our CRM, which is KV Core, because KV Core is a beast. It is so intense. I've been with eXp, I think like a little over 2 years now. I know maybe 30% of what KV Core offers.
Right.
So it's good to have that resource, especially since a lot of people don't use KV Core right away because it's just so much. So it's nice to have that like one-on-one with
For sure.
people, like
Yeah.
book a one-on-one Zoom call with someone to help you with your CRM, get your shit sorted out. So that way,
Right.
once you have that foundation, that's when you can just scale. So I want to talk about your goals. Being that you recently switched brokerages and with your CPA background, what and being a domestic team, what are your goals?
Yeah, so I mean, in real estate, I've been doing the investing for a while, so that's always a big part of what we're doing, and use our license to continue doing that, whether it's flips or buying rentals, whatever it is. But then on the realtor side, we want to get more involved with helping other buyers and sellers within the Columbus market. And we want to be able to kind of like where you're doing, where you can help people anywhere. They resonate with what you're putting on social media, and they say, "Hey, I want to buy a house. I know you're located in Ohio." We can be like, "Hey, well, we can't go to South Carolina, whatever it is, but we know this great agent in here that we can refer you to." So that was an awesome part that I'd seen you've been teaching, is getting those referral fees on that. And then I want to be able to, like you guys are doing, attract other agents and help them build a business within this. I think that's where my CPA background and my business background can be useful, because I have done a lot of tax returns for real estate agents, and they're not all like yours, where they're showing good profits and have their stuff organized. And I want to be able to step in and be able to coach them on that side a little bit. Like, hey, this type of entity you should set up. This is what you should be looking for, and tax deductions. This is what you should be doing with your money after you make it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's super, super helpful to find. First of all, a good CPA is always so hard to find. Or if they're, I don't know, if you're able to book a call with them, I feel like a lot of them grow so fast that they can't like keep up with the volume.
For sure.
So yeah, knowing a good CPA like you is like super, super helpful. So we're super glad to have you on the team. I want to go back to revenue share a little bit more, because that I didn't even realize you said that my stuff was organized. That's great. That was not me. That was all Natalie. I gave her like everything. I was like, I don't know, you help me. And so with the two different 1099s, so one obviously is as a real estate agent, you get your checks, which is what you get, at any brokerage. Usually at any brokerage, you only get money by selling real estate. That's it. With eXp, there are 11 different ways to make money. So it's not just helping a buyer or seller. It's also like revenue share. It's a lot. I'm actually making a whole video about this, about the 11 different ways to make money within eXp. You could be a certified mentor. You could be an icon and get your entire cap back. But specifically with the revenue share, I want to explain this because I feel like a lot of people think that this is where the pyramid scheme is and, all that stuff, whatever. They just haven't analyzed this enough. And you've seen it on the back end, looking at the numbers. Let's say Courtney actually. So Courtney sponsored you in. Every single time you close on a deal, not only will you make the commission, but Courtney will make 3.5% of the gross. And that's just from having sponsored a producing agent in. And I feel like that's where a lot of the misconception is. Oh, eXp is just recruiting. First of all, every brokerage is, otherwise they wouldn't survive.
We all
And
get the text
then,
message every day.
yeah, yeah. And then once you sponsor someone in, then at that point, Courtney would make even more, which incentivizes Courtney not to hog people and have everyone be in their, front line, me sponsor everyone indirectly. She wants you to grow your team with producing agents. So she's more financially incentivized by you sponsoring someone in, which I think is like so brilliant of a model, which is why this whole video, like I want people to not hear from me because I'm shouting this from the rooftops, dude. I'm like, eXp, it's the only brokerage I've ever been with, but that's for a reason. I interviewed 13 different brokerages. Right. So I want people to not just hear it from me because I'm preaching it all the time, but hear it from you. Like you've seen my tax returns, you've worked on them, and you know that this pays. So what is the best way for people to reach out to you? Is it text or is it Instagram? Hit us.
Yeah, text. I just try to throw my number out here. Yeah, so they can text me, call me anytime, 567-224-2064. My eXp email is joshua.bowerly. That's Bauerle. As you saw, it's not easy to pronounce. At exprealty.com. Reach out to me anytime.
Yes. So yeah, I definitely want people to reach out to you because again, I feel I can preach this all day, every day. People are like, all right, people believe it a lot more once they see other people. So if you have any questions, if you're listening to this, reach out to Josh. His last name is easy to pronounce. I just didn't think that that's how it would be pronounced. So yeah, reach out to Josh, shoot him a text or send him an email. But that's it. Josh, thank you so much. I'm super excited to see your growth because again, like I want you to succeed. So I'm doing everything that I can. Shelby's doing everything that we can, like Ruben, to have your business be monstrous. And I know that you're going to get there. So we'll probably do like a follow-up maybe like a year from now.
Awesome. Sounds good.